Welcome to From the Shed End podcast with myself, T.Dot. As always, thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. Let us know your thoughts in the comments as well. But today's transfer deadline day, which can mean only one thing. It can only mean one thing. We are not signing anyone today. We're not signing anyone. Let's get that out there straight away. And if I'm honest, I'm not that upset about that. I'm not upset that we're not signing anyone. I think we don't need to sign someone just for the sake of signing them. And I think this is why, if you listen back to the podcast that myself and Theo do on Apple or Spotify, you'll know that I've always said I'm very reluctant to bring in more players that potentially will have to be moved on in the summer. And for me, a Luca Dina or Kieran Trippier, they would have been players that we potentially would have had to have moved on in the summer. So we've got to trust Tuchel. We've got to back him. It looks like clearly no one's leaving the club at this point unless something gets done. While I'm recording this, it's 20 past 1. So obviously we've still got another 9-10 hours to go of the window. But it doesn't look like there's much movement for Chelsea today. Obviously, there was going to be talk around, is Ross Barkley going to get a move? There's talk of him obviously going potentially to Everton now that Frank Lampard has been appointed the manager at Everton. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is another one that potentially might end up somewhere before the window shuts as well. So there's still a couple of players that I think might leave the club. In terms of coming ins, I don't think we're going to see any. And I think if we were going to get any deals done, it probably would have been a Koundé deal that we would have got over the line with the anticipation that Christensen or Rudiger would leave the club in the summer and sign a pre-contract elsewhere. But at the moment, it's looking very much like it's a quiet day at Cobham for Tuchel and the players and everyone who's still in and around the club. But I mean, I know a lot of people in Chelsea, the fans, a lot of fans are hoping that we can sign someone this winter. And if I'm honest, do you really want to sign someone just to say that we've signed someone, or would you rather wait until the summer and get someone that you actually want, a Haaland or a Koundé, someone that we actually need, rather than just signing someone to say that we've signed someone? In my opinion, I think, like I said previously on here, we've got to change our objectives, and we're clearly not going to be pushing for the league. So I think the squad that we have at the moment is good enough to be able to push for top four, is able to get some form of trophy, whether that's the Club World Cup or the League Cup or the FA Cup. We've got potential to do those things with the squad that we've got at the moment. So I think to bring someone else in just for the sake of it, when we've been saying all year that we've got loads of Deadwood, Baba Rahmans, Kennedys, Barkley, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. There's players there that we potentially need to move on in the summer. So why add to that, in my opinion? But who knows? We might get a surprise 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock tonight to say that we're signing someone. But from what I can see, from what a lot of the sources and the reports are saying at the moment, it's going to be a quiet day for Chelsea fans. We don't really want to go out there and just sign someone for the sake of it. And we've got, let's talk about the youth setup that we've got at the moment, and shout out to the under-18s who won the FA Youth Cup match at the weekend against Liverpool. They were 3-0 down and came back 4-3. We've got the likes of Harvey Vale to come through. We've got Lewis Hall as well, who can play in defence. Like these are players that are potentially ready to step up and play some part in the season, whether it's next season or the season after. But there's potential for them to be in and around the senior squad in the next couple of months. So I look at this window, and yes, there's clubs that need to do business. Newcastle's one of them. Arsenal look like they're going to have to do business if Aubameyang does sign with Barcelona. So there is clubs that need to do business. Everton's another one. Leeds might need to do some if they lose Calvin Phillips, which is very unlikely, but if they lose him. So there's clubs that need to do that. But in my opinion, we don't necessarily need to be going out and just spending money for the sake of it. I'd rather hold out until the summer and look at what the achievements should be. The objectives should be now for Tuchel is to get top four, at least minimum 2 out of those 3 trophies that I just mentioned in terms of the Club World Cup, FA Cup and League Cup. Minimum has to be 2 out of those 3. Realistically, we should be getting all 3 of them. But those should be the objectives this season. And if we can do that with the squad that we've got in the summer, we've got a massive overhaul. We've got to get rid of some of the deadwood, which we've explained before. we've got to bring in the right players, and quality of depth is a massive thing that a lot of Chelsea fans are talking about, and I have to agree with them. You know, I think this has got to be a very um, controlled window. Transfer strategy's got to be correct in terms of what we need in the summer. So, does it mean that we miss out on players in January? Of course it does. Who would we realistically be bringing in on transfer deadline day anyway? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Up in T.Dot, this has been a very short video. I might do another one later if we sign someone, who knows? But if we don't, until then, we will be back with the FA Cup at Saturday, early kickoff. Myself and Theo, we're going to have a podcast for that coming out in the next couple of days. So until then, from the shed end, take care, make sure you stay safe, all of that stuff. And let's look forward to Saturday afternoon. FA Cup is back.